Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another thing with Biggie, A-Town After Dark. Before I get started on today's story, I got to promote or report a little stuff. The other night, whilst running the command center, I had kind of a funny sight out here. It looked kind of weird in Arlington because the other bar had closed down. And they've got an outside light that sits over the door. And some folks didn't have a ride home, so they were waiting on a ride. And it just hit me as funny because they're perched on each side of the door and they're sitting there, and it looked like a bus station. I was waiting for Greyhound to pull up. And then, of course, I made it even weirder yet because I yelled across, told them they'd come sleep in my house. But I don't think the chick and her little friend thought a big dude offering them to come stay. I think the Hansel and Gretel thing was going on maybe. But all right, so enough of that. I'm going to tell you something today, before I get started on this story, that this story is wrong. It's wrong on all counts. As I've grown older, I feel bad about it. I feel ashamed of it. But God bless it, I got to tell it. So here we go. This is back in circa 1976. My dad just bought brand new Scout 2, International Scout 2, four-wheel drive. It was the bomb. My buddies and I loved it. And there'll be many stories of how we tortured that poor vehicle. But on this night, there was three of us out, and we were consuming some alcohol at a young age and doing some, hijinks throughout the countryside that kids did back then. Nothing big, but a lot of it wasn't legal. So we had been to my dad's house, and we used to call my dad's house Arts Pumping because we was a farmer and we had one of them tanks, and the deal was my brother and I could each have a tank of gas a week, but he didn't say nothing about all our friends, so we'd bring them out there, fill them up, It wasn't good, now that I look back on it. Probably had something to do with my inheritance, But anyhow, so on this night we were been out to Arts Pumping and filled up, and we were cruising, drinking our beer. And we had to, we were in an area, and I'm not going to say where it was, but there was a school there. And we had to take a leak. So we drove over behind the school to take a leak. And as we got back there was a winter wonderland that was unfolded of dust like nothing I'd ever seen. See, what I didn't know was the school had a contest all week, and all the kids and all the grades, they'd built these snowmen or snow people or snow dogs, whatever, snow families. And the idea was that the little town was having a weekend wonderland walk, through town, Christmas lights that week. And people were going to come down and were going to walk back, see all the snow people. And then they were going to judge the best. Well, to my tally, counting animals and everything, there was about 102 of them. Now, I want you to put yourself in the minds of three drunken teenagers. When you got your Johnson in your hand there, as I'd call it, and you're taking a leak, and you look out, and all you can see are scarves and top hats and button eyes made of coal. And, it was just there. It seemed right. So, y'all know what's coming next. We jumped in, we fired that bug up, and we proceeded to lay waste to the snow community. I mean, we knocked families out, it was total annihilation. It was like today's, it was one of your today usual mass shootings, except done in a frosty form with snow people. And the funny part about the story was, and really the only funny part about it was the next morning when my dad went out to go to work, and he looked at the front of his truck, and there was a couple of scarves, there were a couple sticks. Hell, there might have even been a hat sticking out of the grill. And my dad was petrified. My dad thought I'd run through, through a pedestrian intersection or something down in Peru and took out a whole bunch of people. But so that was how it went down. And so weekend come, hearts were broken. There was an editorial in the local newspaper that said, what kind of monster could have done this. I felt bad for about, 3-4 seconds. Then I added it to my scrapbook with all the other monstrous things I'd done back about that. But, so, when it come carnival time, out of 102 figures, we got 101 of them. And we missed one snow dog. And so, the snow dog was the winner out of this whole thing. So, yeah, that wasn't, and it's haunted me over the years, and I know payback's a bitch somewhere in karma, but, and I've had nightmares about it, but I want to feel bad about it, but I just can't make myself do it. So I don't know. So that's that story. Trying to keep up with other news from here in A-Town. Hasn't been a lot going. Crime's way down. We ain't had one for about ever, so that's good. Man, it's just been a quiet week. We're gonna work to keep it that way. So, I'm just gonna cut her short again today and just let you go with that. That story sticks with you. Like I said, it's haunted me over the ages, but it is what it is, and I can't take it back. If I could, I'd find each and every one of them people, and I'd go build them a snow person. Not gonna happen though, so we know that. But so this is your buddy Biggie signing off on another day with A-Town After Dark. Remember what I say though: love yourself, love your family, and swat that dog in the butt. Love you guys. Take it easy.